Hi there, welcome back to Different Lands, Similar Stories. This is the final read aloud in this series, and so it is lesson 9. It's called Tselane. Now, this story is actually from Botswana, and it's similar to Little Red Riding Hood and Hugopo. Now, there are some similarities, but you'll also see some differences. I want you to listen closely to find out who the little girl in the story will meet. All right, let's go. Once upon a time, in the southern region of Africa, where the Bantu language is spoken, there lived a girl named Tselane. She lived with her mother and father. The family lived in a little round house with a thatched roof. One day, Tselane's mother said, "I must go to the village for some things we need. You may stay here, but be sure to keep the door locked. Watch out for the hungry leopards who roam the land." Tselane's mother set out for the village. Tselane stayed at home by herself. Tselane had stayed home by herself before. Each time her mother would return and call out in her sweet, high voice that sounded like the song of of the Otago bird. "Tselane, my child," her mother would call from outside the door, "I have brought you some food. Open the door." "That is my mother's voice," Tselane would say. "Her voice is high and sweet, like the song of the Otago bird." Each time Tselane would open the door and see her mother standing there. Her mother would always bring Tselane some bread and porridge. Tselane would sit down and eat with her mother. One day, when Tselane's mother had gone to the village, Tselane heard a knock on the door. "Tselane, my child," said a low, gruff voice, "it's your mother. I have brought you some food. Open the door." "That is not my mother's voice," said Tselane. "My mother's voice is high and sweet, like the song of the Otago bird. Go away, you wicked leopard." The leopard went away, but he came back soon after and tried to make his voice sound like a woman's voice. "Tselane, my child," said the leopard, "it's your mother. I have brought you some food. Open the door." "That is not my mother's voice," said Tselane. "My mother's voice is high and sweet, like the song of the Otago bird. Go away, you wicked leopard." The leopard went away. He came back, but this time he drank a special drink that made his voice sound higher, like Tselane's mother's voice. "Tselane, my child," said the leopard in a high, womanly voice, "it's your mother. I have brought you some food. Open the door." "That is my mother's voice," said Tselane, high and sweet, like the song of the Otago bird. Tselane opened the door and saw the leopard. With a fright, she tried to slam the door shut again, but it was too late. The leopard stuffed Tselane into a sack and carried her away, intending to take her back to his habitat on the savannah. After carrying the heavy bag for a while, the leopard stopped by a small stream. After traveling so far in the heat and carrying the heavy bag, he needed a cool drink. Rather than carry the heavy bag down to the stream, the leopard left the bag on the side of the road as he intended to be away from it only for a short moment. The leopard climbed down the hill to drink from the stream. As soon as he was gone, a little girl came walking down the road. Seeing the bag alongside the road, the little girl became curious, so she peeped into the bag. She saw some fingers sticking up and quickly closed the bag. "Whose fingers were those?" she asked. "Mine," said a voice. "My name is Tselane. Please let me out. I am smothered here in this small hot space." "Tselane?" said the girl. "Why, your mother is my aunt. She has been visiting here in the village." The little girl let Tselane out of the bag. Then she and Tselane ran to get Tselane's mother. When she heard what had happened, Tselane's mother filled the leopard's bag with scorpions and snakes. When he had finished getting his cool drink, the leopard came back to the road and grabbed the sack. Then he set off for his home. When the leopard arrived back at the savannah, he opened the bag, intending to start eating his tasty feast. Instead, angry snakes slithered out. Dozens of scorpions poured out of the bag. shaking their poisonous tails. The leopard put his great speed to work and darted, or ran quickly, across the savannah, never to bother Tselane or her family again. As for Tselane, she decided to always accompany her mother to the village and follow her mother's instructions, and they all lived happily ever after. All right, I love endings of stories like that. All right, I'll see you at the next Read Aloud series. Bye.